EduNovela teachers. I just wanted to give you a short video so you can see how you would integrate EduNovela really into a hybrid class, or if you're teaching completely online. I wanted to show you how you might set up your learning management system. And again, if you don't have a learning management system, well, I hope your school does, because that's really going to be important to your success for teaching online, but or hybrid. If you do not, there is a free tool called Moodle, M-O-O-D-L-E, and that you could use that learning management system free with your students. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you, and I'm going to show you how to integrate EduNovela into your learning management system. So we don't work directly with your learning management system. Our price point is just far too low to do that. I do hope someday that we can afford to do that, but we would have to raise our prices significantly to do that. And I know that you do not want us to do that. So what I'm going to show you is you can go into the portal access, and then this is where your students will be doing their login. It's on the right. So when they first go for the very first time to register this year, they're going to go on the left. If you used our tool previously, you'll notice that we've flipped that around a little bit. So this is the page where you want them to go in, and you want them to come every single time they do a lesson. So I would just copy this link right here, which is the login. And then every time they come to it, they're going to log in here. So you can just, just do whatever, however you copy something like that. And then I am going to show you how to put that onto your, I'm sure you know this, but what the best practices are for online learning to be able to put this onto your learning management system. So I'm just going to use my learning management system as an example. I teach graduate students right now. So my graduate students are not using EduNovela at the moment. I've taught with it for several years, but I'm not doing that right now. So currently you will see, I'm actually using Canvas here. Information can be shared on any learning management system. And again, if you don't have one, if your school hasn't implemented one, which they probably have, I would believe by now, but if they haven't, Moodle, M-O-O-D-L-E, is free. I'm sure there are other free systems as well, so please take advantage of that. So I'm going to show you my layout, and I do have a webinar that's posted here in the same place that will show you the best practices for setting up your learning management system. And that's for your entire course, not just for the material that, that corresponds with EduNovela. So please take a look at that webinar. It's quite a bit longer, and it will give you everything I know that has been fairly good information in my career. I've taught online for 8 years, and my PhD is in educational innovation, which is moving into a hybrid or online space for the most part, integrating technology. So when you set up your assignments according to the last webinar you saw, which is imperative for your students to have a good experience on the user end with this. You may have already seen this, but I have all of my listening comprehension quizzes. They're for me. I teach a listening and speaking class to graduate students, so that's very important. So for me, those are listed at the top when they go to my assignments. And I always have them do the same day or days each week, consecutively, consistently, and they should always come up in that same fashion. It is so much easier for your students. For example, mine are due Monday mornings. They do 2 of them. They're due Monday mornings, so that way they have the weekend to do them should they want. If you want them to be due twice a week, then you just set it up that way. But do it consistently so that they can see when they're due. So what I do is, I use YouTube videos like everybody. I use some things from TV, so I have to sometimes record those myself as like a screencast, because I can't always link those for my students. So sometimes you have to get permission to actually use different things. But if you're using EduNovela, then you could just put as an entire category on your learning management system, you would just put EduNovela assignments, and then you would put, you would just put the link here. So when you open up, this is kind of your, this is going to be your title, and then you're going to go in, and this is where your actual instructions are. I copy and paste instructions from one to the next. Obviously, you're not going to do that frequently because they'll get used to the assignment. So you can just actually put the link right in here. That link that you just copied from our portal, put that in there, it's there and it's ready to go. So you would just paste that right in. And I want to show you what it looks like from the student perspective when you do that. So that's where I'm going to use this very helpful feature, which I hope your learning management system has, that's called Student View. So that's over here on Canvas, it's on the right. In some of the LMSs, it's actually all the way down in the bottom corner. Sometimes it's across the top. But if you can't find it, write to the learning management support and ask them, where is the student view? And if they don't have one, ask them if they can implement it. It is not a tough fix. I did that previously with one of the LMSs that I rolled out in a school and in a big private high school, and I bugged them about it only for about 30 days, and they were able to add that feature. So this is what the student view looks like. And then you want to go to the calendar view, which I need to move a few things around here. So view course calendar. And when you do that, if you assign EduNovela, for example, to always be due, let's say Mondays and Wednesdays, or Mondays and Thursdays, or Tuesdays and Fridays, however you have it set up, when the student looks at the calendar, they're just going to scroll, and every single week, it's going to be just crystal clear for them that they have an EduNovela assignment that's coming due. They'll go in there and the link will be there. They'll click on it, they'll just go into the portal and they'll do their assignment. And just a reminder that all of our quizzes are embedded into the EduNovela portal. You do not need to create extra quizzes or move quizzes or any such thing into your learning management system. Should you decide you don't want to give that 5-point end quiz, which is in English, and I know some people do not like to give quizzes in English. We do that because we have primarily have second language learners, and I do know that a lot of you also have heritage speakers, so you do not have to assign that quiz. You just tell them they don't have to do it, or they can just do it as a 30-second comprehension activity and see how they do. But it does not need to be scored. It doesn't need to be accepted. So if you want to, in your learning management system, if you'd rather have them do one of our worksheets, I'm going to show you now how to do that. So I'm going to leave the student view right now. I just want to show you the calendar and how that would look. And I'm going to go back into my regular view. So I'm going to go back to my dashboard and go back into my course. And I'm going to show you where you would put that worksheet again. So I always work through assignments so that everything shows up on the assignment calendar. I even put in my live sessions and my participation, my attendance, whatever it is. I always put everything through assignment so that it shows up on their calendar, and it just makes so much more sense to the student when you do that. Sorry, just knocked out my earphone. So when you go in to make your quiz, I'm just going to show you, not your quiz, I'm sorry. When you go in to put in your video assignment, in this area right here, I'm just going to have to go into edit because I already have these posted. But in that area right there, where you get the meat of what you're posting, that's where you post the link to EduNovela. And what you can do actually is you can just connect one of the worksheets in there. You can customize one of our worksheets, or you can use it exactly as it appears in PDF form in the teacher's lounge area, the part we call El Salón de los Profes. If you want to customize it, you download the Word form, and you can just connect that right here. So you can put the link to our portal and tell them, which one they're watching. They'll see the schedule if you've set it for them anyway. And then right here, you could put a file. And the way you'll do that in, I believe, all of your learning management systems that I've seen is you can, and it's actually easier to do that, is to start by uploading the file first. and then you just connect to that right here. So the way you would do it is you would just, you would go into your files, which would be, generally it's over here somewhere on the right. Right now I'm going to show you what my files look like. They're here on my left. And you can just upload all of your files. You can put them in folders if you want to. You'll see if you don't put things in folders, it'll be a little bit overwhelming for you. And so then it's there. You've uploaded it from your own computer and it's ready to go. So when you get into your assignments, and let's say you're telling them to do a listening comprehension activity from EduNovela, and then you go into wherever it is that you're posting the link, you can actually just put that Word file or PDF, whichever you're using, you can actually just put it right here inside the assignment. And that way, you will just pull that up right here. So it'll be super simple. You'll find it in your files. It'll be ready to go. And that way everything is in one place for your students. That you can see the files are over here on the right in Canvas. Sorry, I was looking in the wrong place. So you'll see all your files here. You just pull the one up you want and you just click in here and it's just gonna automatically link to that. You just click like that. It's super simple. That's really the best way to do it, rather than writing, okay, you're going to go to EduNovela now, and then you'll take a quiz there, and then afterwards you'll do this sheet or some such thing. Just put it in there at the same time for them and let them know whether you're scoring the quiz or not. So I hope that's helpful. If you did not have a chance to look at the webinar that I did about how to set up your online classes, the best practices, please take a look at that, because I think that's going to save you so much trouble and time. You'll want to set it up differently, of course, than you did a face-to-face class. And I suggest the way that you do the grouping and how you also include your live session in there, and that will be, or your live sessions, that will be really helpful for your students then when they go into the calendar view and they see the assignments from their side, because they do see them differently than what you see. So please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions about this. You all have my email or our company email, so please let us know. Thanks.